At just 14 years old, Kellyanne Bates met the man that would eventually take her life. Always a mature, bubbly girl, Kelly was friendly with an older crowd, so for her mother Margaret, it was no surprise when at 16 years old, the teenager told her she had an older boyfriend. However, as Margaret Bates puts it, when she first met Dave Smith, the hairs on the back of my neck went up. Not just an older boyfriend, Smith was in fact 32 years old. Despite Margaret's reservations, to begin with, Smith proved a concerned and well-behaved partner to Kellyanne, even going so far as to call her parents to discuss his concerns for her after she began staying out all night. It wasn't long though before the Smiths' possessiveness of Kelly began, and Margaret was to find out that both of them had been lying to her. Dave wasn't 32, as the pair had originally claimed, he was actually more than 30 years Kelly's senior, 48 years old. And his name wasn't Dave, it was Jimmy. When Margaret confronted Jimmy about his age, he said, "I didn't tell you because I thought you wouldn't want me being with Kelly because of the age difference." Around the time of the revelations about Smith's real name and age, Kelly began spending more and more time at his home, often gone for days on end without word to her family. On the rare occasion that they did see her, Kelly had begun to lose weight, she had stopped bathing and taking care of her appearance, and most worryingly, she was covered in bruises, and on one occasion, bite marks. Despite Margaret's pleas, Kelly refused to admit that Smith was abusing her, and refused to leave him. By the time Kelly was 16, she had stopped seeing her family altogether. That year, Margaret received birthday and anniversary cards, purportedly from her daughter, but written in Smith's handwriting. She knew something was wrong, but was powerless to intervene. On April 16, 1996, Smith walked into his local police station to report Kelly's accidental death by drowning. When officers arrived at Smith's home, what they saw made it clear that the 17-year-old's death had been anything but accidental. Her emaciated body revealed 150 separate injury sites. She had been beaten, burned, and stabbed, her kneecaps had been smashed so she couldn't walk, she had been blinded, starved, refused water, tied up and finally drowned, after being knocked unconscious with a shower head. Kelly had suffered for weeks, with no chance of escape. Smith was immediately charged with Kelly's murder, but denied that he had done anything to Kelly that she hadn't specifically asked him to do. During his trial, it was revealed that over the course of 30 years, Smith had systematically abused and beaten various women that he had been in relationships with, showing a clear pattern of violence against the women who trusted him. Smith was found guilty, and given a 20-year minimum sentence for Kelly's murder in slow motion. As a mark of just how horrific his treatment of Kelly had been, for the first time ever, every juror involved in the case was offered, and accepted, counseling. For Margaret Bates, the sentence will never be justice enough. "I lost the best thing that ever happened to me."